This next trend I'm really excited to talk about because I'm looking forward to investing it in my closet. I love mixing masculine and feminine energy in my day-to-day wardrobe, and I feel like this really hits the nail on the head. We're talking about a lot of plaids, ginghams, and oversized suiting that are going to inject and really kind of lead the way for our fall trend. You might have seen a lot of this already on Instagram. It's definitely hit the streets, like the street looks for Paris Fashion Week and stuff. People are wearing them separately or together, and I kind of love the whole vibe. This first suit that I'm going to show you is super affordable. It's by Topshop. The blazer is $125. The pants are like $68. I love them. I love it because of the color. I think the color could really be in your closet for any season, and you could separate them out and wear them wherever you're going. You could put this over top of a cozy cashmere sweater and jeans. You could wear this back to a silk blouse and heels in the middle of summer. So I like that we can put these in our closets and know we're gonna wear them, but together they really make a really awesome statement. The sweater or the jacket is meant to be boxier and have really strong shoulder pads, and the pants are meant to hit you nice and high in the waist and be loose. They're not meant to even like be hemmed to be high up. They almost should break a little bit more on your shoe, so that way you can wear like slouchy sneakers with them, or even stiletto heels. Like you could wear whatever you want, but when you wear your slouchy sneakers, the pant really does kind of like sit low on the shoe. So that's going to be kind of the shape. What I like about this is that you could wear it back to like a white turtleneck or something sheer and fitted, or even like a bra underneath and wear it to dinner. I kind of like that. So this is kind of the baseline, and then we'll start injecting prints. So we're gonna see a lot of pinstripe and plaid moving forward. You can kind of choose which direction you wanna go, but either of them are correct. You just have to kind of follow it through. If you can find a suit head to toe, buy it. But if you fall in love with a jacket, doesn't have a matching suit, it's okay, you can still rock it. So this Ghani jacket I decided to grab because I love the fact that it has this really interesting waistline band. For those of us who have more of an hourglass figure and want to kind of experiment with this trend, but really need to showcase our waist so we don't get eaten alive by the print or by the shape of the shoulder pad, will do it great for you. You can wear it open, and even though it's loose, it still nips your waist a little bit, and you have this band in the back to kind of from the back save your figure in the outfit. You could wear this back to an oversized t-shirt and a pair of jeans, but I also think it'd be really beautiful worn in the evening, or even just like a little bit sexier back to that transparent bodysuit that I showed in the previous video by Jonathan Simkai, that like super sheer lace. So this with a pair of like black skinny jeans or black leather pants, buttoned or left open, would be amazing and be really forward. All of these looks need to be finished with more of a ladylike bag. So this little Half Moon by Cult Gaia is gorgeous. I love that it's not black. I love that it's like kind of a soft, almost spring color, because it makes it seem a little more vintage. This is the way we finish it. We do not finish this kind of trend with a larger bag because we already have the large, oversized masculine shape in the outfit. We need to finish it with something a little more feminine and ladylike. Speaking of which, this trend could also be finished back to a little brighter colored bag. So I love this soft Half Moon, but this kind of mini little bag could also be ladylike enough for this style. Okay, so it just kind of depends on what your jam is. If you are more into plaid, I can't decide, I might buy them both. We could do it back to a plaid pant as well. So this is a way to style the look separate with the jacket, but I love this oversized plaid pant by Reformation. It's a little more of like a patch pocket pant, so it's a little bit less suiting. So this might be great for someone who carries their weight in their upper body and has a leaner bottom, because this will really give you like a nice loose kind of flow, but still be narrow enough in your hip. And another way that we could style this trend is a little bit preppier. So I mentioned like the clueless mini suits that are gonna be coming out. This kind of like hints at that. So you don't always have to be so serious and so sophisticated with the jacket. You can be a little more playful. So this could be a band tee, this could be a vintage polo. I kind of love the fact that I'm doing it with color because I think it hints more to that like happy, joyful trend, but I love this. If you like your neutrals, you could also finish it back to like kind of an oversized mismatching menswear blazer. This is by Madewell, so it gives you that like kind of chunky vintage look without being a big investment. But if you live in more moderate climates and don't need to have so many blazers and jackets in like knit colors, or in knit fabrications, you could do a vest too. So this oversized kind of look could be something that's done in a sleeveless if you need to have more flexibility in the temperatures of what you're wearing. Now let's talk about how this trend is going to move forward into spring, because I think this comes across as a very fall feel, but I do think that this trend has play in our coming spring season. And that's because gingham is going to be like the it print for spring, and I think that plaid and gingham have a lot in common. So if you're nervous about investing too much in a fall wardrobe because you live maybe in Naples, Florida, where I'm based, or in a more warm climate, you could actually invest in gingham, and this would be really fun to play with oranges and yellows and creams in the spring. But we could then do it back to the same blazer for fall, and you get that look, but you don't have to invest in multiple prints that you're not going to wear year round. This also could be done with a sleeveless oversized cashmere sweater. Again, oversized mixed with oversized, but sleeveless to give you more play. Or it can be mixed with print, which is kind of fun. And this is where I think the vintage kind of preppy vibe comes into play. So we have our more sophisticated suiting like I showed you by Topshop or by Ghani, and this is a little more 70s retro preppy polo kind of vibe. You could do this back to a bra top, you could do this back to, like, I pulled this little Topshop crop top, you could do this if you wanted to. You could do this with a turtleneck, doesn't really matter, but like, don't be afraid to mix your prints with this trend. I think it would play really, really nicely. With the gingham, I really love the idea of pairing back loafers. So chunky loafers are definitely a shape for the season. I think that they're going to kind of replace our basic white tennis shoe, or like our stacked white tennis shoe. So a loafer back to gingham would be a great way for you to bring the gingham back into fall. So if you're not going to wear the Madewell jacket or the chunky, oversized sweater, you could do a t-shirt with this and then wear it back to the loafers, and that could totally give you that same kind of vibe. Those are by Steve Madden. They're very affordable. And these little more vintage ladylike ones are by Jeffrey Campbell. They both do the same thing. You can kind of just pick which color scheme maybe would work better in your day-to-day. And then if print is still not your jam, you were like horrified by all of the joyful sweaters that I showed you at the beginning of the video, you could definitely do this trend just via shape in neutral colors. So I love the Topshop suit that I talked about in the beginning, but you could always just do a big oversized. This is a culotte, so you can kind of play with shoes and with length. A culotte back to a big oversized monochrome cashmere sweater. So this kind of vibe is still okay and kind of hints towards that menswear shape or menswear trend. You could do it back to like a white button down. So you could keep it all neutral, but I would suggest that when keeping it neutral, when doing something like really head to toe monochrome in this vibe, to pop color in the bag. I think that really brings this trend current and keeps it out of just being straight 90s, okay? So you can definitely look back in your archives and see if you have any oversized sweaters to be able to pair back to this, but your oversized pants, you definitely need to buy new because its shapes have changed, and you want to have something that's higher waisted than what we've seen in the past, all right? Topper jackets, which we'll talk in our outerwear video, are very current and are going to be so much fun to invest in. You can go to a vintage shop and find something really fun, or you could buy something new. And a plaid topper jacket, if you like this trend, would be such a fun way to invest. This would be amazing even over top of another blazer if you're going to work or if you're traveling. I love this back to just a sweatsuit or something like like the cream sweatpants and a cream sweatshirt. You could have fun with that. But the print is going to be really important, and I love how plaid mixes with all of our ladylike styles. So if outerwear is in your future and you actually are traveling places where there's outerwear, I would do that. And again, ladylike bags are going to be really important with this trend because to downplay some of the plaid. So this Ghani bag was one of my choices. It's a more of an active feel. It's army green and light pink, so I think that it really hints well towards all of these like darker menswear vibes. And it gives you that little half moon style as well. So this is really lightweight, really fun, kind of shoulder bag or crossbody, or even clutch because the crossbody strap comes off, bag that you can try. And then I have to just hint at that sneaker that I was talking about earlier in the video. The basketball sneaker is very, very in, and I think that it's been a really fun way to play with this trend. I mentioned about hemming your pant to a heel or to a sneaker, and when I say a sneaker, I kind of am meaning something like this. So this is not for everyone. This is definitely more forward, but when you see all of the looks on Instagram, this is how they're kind of finishing their suiting. So if you're thinking about investing in a head-to-toe suit and really kind of attacking this look, I would strongly encourage you to find the basketball sneaker that you really like and hem your pant to the height of the basketball sneaker to have a nice solid break, so that we can kind of be a little bit trendier when you want to, but then when you want to be more sophisticated, you could throw a heel on. Okay. There's lots of different ways to play with this, but shape is the most important thing, and print is really important as well. But shape is the most important thing. High-waisted, wide leg, baggy. If you can find a pleat, amazing. And then the jacket is not meant to be fitted. It has to be loose and oversized. If you're nervous about that, remember the Ghani piece that I showed you with a little waist detail, and alterations are going to be huge. So making sure the sleeve length is right at the top of your thumb bone, very important. And know you can always just nip the waist a little bit, so when you stand straight, you can still see a little bit of space here, okay? Have fun with this, and know that I'm here if you have questions.